We all know the saying, out with the old and in with the new. However, is that correct when it comes to cars in Grand Theft Auto Online? Today's video, I thought would actually be a pretty fun one. Off to my side, we have two cars of the same company, but different generations. This is the Entity XF, a vehicle that was released into Grand Theft Auto Online day one of GTA Online. And the car that just got smashed into and ran me over is the Entity MT, which is based off the new Koenigsegg Jesko in real life, a fast car, extremely fast in Forza 5, and, well, which of these two cars is better, we're going to be finding out in today's video. We're going to be talking about customization, we're going to be talking about price, and obviously, performance. Let's start off with the Entity XF, and I'm going to be honest, what you're seeing right here is all the customization the vehicle gets. You can put a little side fender on here, you can see that there. You can put some arches on the side, that's it, and it's only carbon. You can put front arches as well, a splitter, that's about it when it comes to the front. And the back of the vehicle gets a very simple upgrade for the spoiler. That's literally all of the customization you're going to get on the Entity XF. You're going to be able to obviously change the color of the car, but you can't change the engine block, which would be really cool. You cannot change the interior color. The hood does not get any changes either. There really is not much when it comes to customization on this vehicle. And if we compare that to this, which is the Entity MT, there's quite a bit of customization. In fact, it's better just to go to Los Santos Customs to actually show the customization available. My Entity has randomly changed colors. Well, that's because I actually pulled out my own personal Entity. I've purchased this vehicle, but I've never upgraded it, so I figured it would be a good time to upgrade the vehicle and, yeah, see how it drives, because I really have not messed around in this vehicle all too much. I think the car looks really cool. I gotta give Rockstar credit, they designed an awesome looking vehicle. Now, to be fair, it is obviously heavily based on the Koenigsegg Jesko in real life, but it still does look pretty dang sweet. So let's get into Los Santos Customs and check out all the customization available for this vehicle. There's probably a decent chunk, is at least what I would expect. So the first thing, we have bumpers, and there are a lot of bumper options, as we can see. Honestly, there's not much when it comes to bumper options, but at least there are a lot of options to begin with. Diffuser, wow, actually not that much, I'm going to be completely honest. We got some canards that we can put on the front. That's pretty cool. Obviously, you're not going to be able to get that with the old Entity. We got exhaust upgrades. I'm pretty sure you can change the exhaust on the Entity, but not many upgrades, where you can see we got a lot of exhaust choices here. I'm going to go for the titanium expansive exhaust. That one looks cool. We got some hood options, a lot of hood options as well. Some of them are really cool. I like that race vented hood. That one looks really nice. We also got we got this slipstream hood. I'm going to go for that race vented hood. I actually really like that one. We got xenon lights. We're going to put that on. Now, there are liveries as well. A lot of the older cars are finally getting liveries, like the Zentorno, the Turismo are got a livery, but as of now, the Entity does not have one, where this vehicle does. So, that's another leg up the new Entity does have. Although, I gotta be honest, these liveries are not the coolest. I think I'm gonna go for the Swedish stripe. I don't know why, I just think it looks kind of cool, so we're gonna put that on. Let's respray. Let's see what color we want to put with the Hinga Dinga Dargen. Ooh, I actually might want to do a silver. Oh, that looks sick. I like that cast iron silver. That's a perfect color. We also got a secondary color. Let's just go for an ice white. That matches pretty well. We got some roof upgrades. Obviously, the previous one has none of these. Wow, that looks really dinky. I'm going to go for the carbon pinstripe roof. That looks pretty nice. We can do some skirts. Obviously, the Entity did have those. Spoiler options, I mean, we have so many more spoiler options, it's not even close. And some of these spoiler options are pretty sick, I gotta be real. The one we're gonna go for is obviously the coolest looking one, which is this spoiler right here, the secondary Entity wing. Looks really cool. Let's lower that suspension, give it a transmission upgrade, give her some turbo, and there you have it. That is the new Entity. When it comes to upgrades, there's obviously a lot more. When it comes to the spoiler compatibility, to the fact that this vehicle has liveries, the fact that there's so many more options for upgrading. I mean, there's just so much more you can do with this vehicle, and I gotta say, it actually looks really, really nice in the rain. Alright, we've waited for the rain to go away, and now we can actually take a look at this, and I gotta say, this car looks absolutely sick. I really do like that Swedish livery on it as well. Let's set a waypoint over to the time trial, and we can see how these two vehicles compare on performance. Now, when it comes to looks and as well customization, definitely the Entity MT is winning. Not only does this vehicle look absolutely sick, but it's just so much better on customization, so it's getting a big fat dub on that category and a point. However, I'm also going to give the Entity XF a point, specifically for the fact that it is much cheaper. The Entity MT is $2.35 million, and the Entity XF, while not being the cheapest vehicle, which is actually surprising for how old it is still not expensive, only sitting at $800,000 as we can see. So definitely a huge difference in price tag, and it's not just the Entity XF. The majority of early release vehicles are fairly cheap. I mean, heck, the Adder was only about $1 million, so it's a pretty cheap vehicle to get your hands on. Should only take about one Caio Perico heist and you can get an Entity XF. So the final question is handling and top speed. What is better? And that's really going to decide the winning factor in my eyes between these two vehicles. Trust me, customization is cool, and making your car look absolutely sick is always going to be a win, and in a lot of people's books, that is the way to go. However, as long as a vehicle doesn't look bad in my eyes and it still does its job and it does it for a much better price to performance ratio, I will think it's a better vehicle. That's just kind of how I am. I love wasting money on vehicles that look sick, like this car here, but at the same time I also like driving a vehicle that's a lot cheaper, that blows the doors off of something that costs a lot more. So here we are at the time trial, and we're going to do this first lap in the Entity XF. I just think it's going to be better to set a baseline lap in the slower vehicle, at least what I would expect is the slower vehicle, and then compare it to the faster vehicle. So let's set that time trial location right there. I gotta say, by the way, I do like the look of the original Entity. I mean, obviously it doesn't look as good. You can definitely see there's some jagged edges. It just doesn't look as clean as the original, or the newer one, but it still looks pretty dang nice. So here we go, 1.85 miles until we get to our destination. I don't know how this vehicle's gonna do, but I'm actually rooting for it. I'm rooting and tooting for it. Oh god, okay. Well, we gotta restart that. We're not gonna talk about that. Let's try that one more time. Unfortunately, that vehicle kind of got in my way and I couldn't get around it too much, but here we go. Try it again. And this time, no crashes allowed. Speed! Oh god, maybe we're not going to be able to get around. Okay, we're fine. Oh, almost had the same thing happen again. There's like a little bump there that catches the wheel of the car and then really, really makes it hard to turn. But we're doing fine. Gonna try and hug this corner tight here so we can make it through. Nice. Now the handling on this vehicle is actually quite good. For how old this vehicle is, it is still in the top 40 supercars for handling, which is surprising. That's really the best way to word it. I'm surprised how well this vehicle is doing when it comes to the handling category for lap time. Again, for how old the vehicle is. The Vaca is not even close. The Vaca's like 50th place when it comes to the supers class. This vehicle is like 39th or something like that. It's actually pretty dang solid. So we're at 50 seconds on the clock right now, which is definitely nothing amazing, but we're not doing bad by any means. I actually think we should be able to beat this time trial. Here we go. Just squeeze on through. Keep on going, and here we are. Slow down. Come on. Oh yeah, we're gonna beat this easily. Okay, through here and around the corner. Okay. Not too bad at all. I mean, it wasn't anything amazing at a 113, and there were some corners I could have taken faster. So I'm going to give this vehicle a possible time of 12. I think 12 is pretty good, and it's achievable by me without too much stress. So that is the Entity. Now we're going to pull out the Entity MT. Make your bet in the comments which of these two vehicles is going to do better, the Entity MT or the Entity XF. I'm pretty sure we can all agree that the Entity XF is gonna lose to the MT. If this car loses to the XF, I will be thoroughly surprised. I mean, it's literally just a newer generation of the same type of vehicle, even the same manufacturer. So I would expect, just by process of elimination, the Entity MT, to beat the original Entity XF. But you never know. Sometimes Rockstar makes a really banger car, and they don't beat that banger car just because, I don't know, they didn't. So you never know when it comes to Rockstar. But right now, we're taking these corners as tight as I can. There's a lot of stuff in the way, and I'm trying to make it as fair as possible for both vehicles. So yeah, we're doing fine though. We're at 0.7 miles to go, and the only thing that always kills me is this last bit right here. It's very hard to get a car through this without crashing, but we actually made it through. We're all fine. Thought that car was going to keep going straight, but we're all good. Thought that car was going to turn. Oh, okay, we're fine. We are all fine. Let's put on the brakes, get around this corner here, keep going. There was a bit of a crash, but nothing too bad. Keep going through here. Okay, and around, and done. Okay, you know what? I hate to say it, but this car did not really beat the, it didn't really beat the XF by all too much, especially because the XF had a pretty similar lap that I could have shaved a bit of time off of. I could have shaved a bit of time off both of these laps, but I mean, that's both of the laps. So, alright, well, I did not expect myself to say this, but I think the Entity XF is a better deal. The fact that, I mean, I do think that this car's faster. Not only is it probably faster in straight line, but its handling definitely felt better on some of the corners. But what I will say is that this vehicle is 3 times the price. And for 3 times the price, you don't even get double the performance, which means that I'm going to have to vote for the Entity XF. I actually really thought I was going to pick this car, but there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.